Hello and welcome to RCT360. This is episode 14. I'm Deidre Sherm.
I'm Laura Alley.
And I'm Rachel Ratcliffe.
And we are so excited to have all of you here with us. Please like and comment and let us know that you're here. Ladies, this week the theme is Beat the Heat. Now the heat is on here, especially in Texas. And I want to know, what are you doing to beat the heat?
Oh, I've been staying inside a lot because that's where the air conditioning is. So I'm just
Amen.
Staying in the air conditioning is how I'm beating the heat.
I second that, Laura. And as you may see through progressions of the show, I'm just wearing less and less clothes. So today, a tank top is what you get, ladies. And, you know, I've got on shorts, so that's a positive.
There you go.
I do try to get out with the kids, maybe to the sprinklers or the neighbor's pool when they're not there. But I do make my way back into the air conditioning as well. So, well, we're just so happy to be together. Now, I want to take a moment and see how our community is beating the heat. I want you to take a look at this video that we have. Michelle Hawkins from Plano Stages, right in our own backyard, is looking forward to the fall. And she has a wonderful plan that puts us all virtual and helps us beat the heat. So take a look at this.
I don't know that I have great advice on how to beat the heat right now, but I can tell you what we're doing over at Plano Stages is, with a lot of our summer stuff canceled, we are looking towards our fall and Christmas events. We already know that we're going to take our October event, Apparition Expedition, virtually. Because we just didn't see that there is going to be a safe way to hold that event. For people who are not familiar with that event is a walking tour in downtown Plano where we tell the history and ghost stories in downtown, but you go into historic buildings and homes and, some of those older places just aren't ventilated well. They're kind of cramped conditions. So we just didn't think that we're going to have a safe way to do that. But we have a great alternative that the staff is working on where we're going to take it virtually. So the staff is researching history in Plano, anywhere in Plano, and not coming up with ghost stories, researching ghost stories, reaching out to people who think that they have a haunting of some kind. What we'll do with all of those stories is we'll pick our favorites to make an hour-long event. And then we're going to support our acting community by hiring actors to tell the stories because they're just way more interesting. And then we'll compile it all to an event in October, and we'll have different waves of that we'll sell a Zoom ticket to a registration. So I guess we are beating the heat by thinking of cooler weather. And, we're coming up with some other things that we can do in October that celebrate the fall in Halloween and Thanksgiving that don't include a gathering. So we'll expand on our phantoms that we put in downtown, and then we'll have some contests where we're giving some of those away. And hopefully by then we can have some concerts, but we don't know yet. So we know that we can work on our virtual stuff. So that's what we're doing. Then we're looking towards our Christmas stuff to see what we might adapt or do for those too. So I hope everybody is staying well. Thank you for including us, and everybody take care. Bye.
Thank you so much, Michelle, and thank you to Plano Stages and all the work that they're doing there to keep us healthy and safe and still having fun this fall. So we're so grateful to them. Well, now it's time to go over to Laura, and in the spotlight, she's got one of my favorite people. Take it away, Laura.
My In the Spotlight guest this week has been a friend and RCT staple for over 17 years. Please welcome to the webcast, choreographer extraordinaire, Kim Buckley. Hi, Kim.
Hi, Laura. How are you?
Good. So glad to have you with us today. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what it is that you do?
I can. So my name is Kim Buckley, and I'm a choreographer for RCT and also for different high schools around the Metroplex. And RCT was really the first place that gave me a shot to choreograph, other than I'd done some small, my high school drill team and my college sorority and things like that. But I have a so huge place in my heart for RCT because of that experience that I got at a young age to just throw me in and say, can you do this? So that started it all. And now I love to choreograph so much that I perform less and less because I love to create for other people and to choreograph. And so that also took me over to try to do in-class fitness classes dancing. And I work at 24 Hour Fitness, but have been furloughed because of the coronavirus. And so now I'm at home.
That leads me into my next question, and is how has your line of work changed because of the pandemic?
So many things. So after 24 Hour furloughed us all, I started working out of my garage and I just went Facebook Live, right? And just kind of started doing my classes. And I had a lot of members that were friends with me on Facebook. And I created a Facebook page then that was solely for the classes. And it's been huge success. People love doing it virtually. And I hope to get more people, because there's some people that are intimidated by a dance class that don't want to dance in front of other people. We know those people. Right. And it's hard to dance in front of people. It's like, you have to let yourself just go. And some people just aren't comfortable with that. And I think that's opened the door this whole pandemic to getting more people into fitness and to dancing. Right.
That's really good. So you are also the mother of 2 boys, and I know having them in the house right now is probably chaotic, and it's hot outside and there's not a lot going on. What are some of the things that you guys have been doing to beat the heat?
Well, let's see. We have a pool, luckily. So swimming is every day. But since when you have a pool, it's hard to swim for like 3 hours or 4 hours. Like when you go to a pool, you're like, we're here, just swim. So here, they might swim for 40 minutes, and then be done. And then we'll swim again at night. But it's constant. And I have complained about my pool like a lot because of the maintenance and oh my gosh, but not this summer. No. So thankful to have that pool and they can just go out there and swim. But we've also done some videos. Now I'm a video editor on my other life and my other job, which has also changed from the pandemic. I was editing corporate videos and a lot of videos for like live events. And the live events are done. Like they just shut those down. And so I would cut those videos and they'd show them in like the Anatole or wherever. So that all just went down. So I have not been editing for the majority. I mean, I've done like 2 videos and that's been brutal, which is why I'm doing so much fitness classes because that's changed so much. So I have a video editing suite here. So my kids and I did a show the other day, a Lego show. Like my son Quinn and I competed against making a vehicle, and my 11-year-old Bram was the host. And so we filmed it all, and I built it. I lost. My car lost. I thought it was really good, Laura. I mean, Quinn's was like engineered like perfectly. Mine was like a flat with the wheels, like
together.
Yeah. So we do things like that inside, because outside it is just so hot. Even for them to ride their bikes, they're like brutal. Coming in. Right. Brutal. And then we'll go to like, I drove to the airport and watched the planes land, which we did when they were little. Now they're 14 and 11, but we just had to get out of the house. We got Sonic and we just ate a picnic in the car and watched the planes land because it's just too hot to even go to a park.
Right. It's too hot to get out. And, and the kids have just been stuck in the house for so long with everything that's going on. But that brings me to what I want to ask next. And that is, what are your thoughts on the upcoming school year options that have been laid out for us?
I am so looking forward to more information because our ISD is hoping on the 20th to release their plan. I've been back and forth and could not decide what to do, because do I think they need to be in school? Absolutely. I'd love for them to be in school. I'm able, since I work from home, to have them here. So I feel guilty for those people that have to go to work and can't, stay home with their kids, and they're dying to send them to school. But at the same time, my main concern is for those teachers and the staff. The kids will probably all be fine, but those teachers, custodial, lunch ladies, whoever else, that trickles into their lives and their families.
Yeah.
And I got to say that part breaks my heart. And any deaths from that would not feel like it's worth it to me. So I'm really, really encouraged with this new plan to wait and do the virtual for just a little bit. I think it'll give a lot of people the idea of what it'll look like even me. If I love it and it starts rolling and the kids can focus, then I probably will stay virtual, at least until I watch the numbers go down.
Right.
If it's a complete train wreck and my kids aren't learning anything, then I'll have to reestablish them. Once it opens, I probably will have to keep them.
Or if you just want to completely kick them out of your house because you're over it.
I mean, it is a lot of together time here.
It is.
But
Which is a blessing and a curse at times.
and, in the future, Laura, we're going to look back and we're going to be like, we had all that bonus time with our children. And we're going to forget about refereeing them from destroying the house.
Right, exactly. So that brings me to what I want to ask next. And then what are some things that you're doing to stay positive with everything that's going on?
Well, when I'm teaching, I actually talked about that the other day. And I was talking about how we can really focus on how horrible it is to stay inside, how we can't go do everything we want to do. But I choose to look at it like the bond that I have with these women and men that work out with me is this, I get to see their little comments. We talk, I talk, they type, but I feel like we've gone through a stressful, together shared experience.
Right.
That when you do that, you just become tighter and stronger. And I think in the community, we've done the same thing with our neighbors.
I agree.
And the amount of time you get to spend outside, you see more people walking. I know it's hot right now, but at the beginning, do you remember it was like everyone was outside, and that feeling of that bond that everybody in the nation's going through it, and the world, that this shared misery is really something that I choose to just focus on, the relationships of these people that I'm getting to do and being with my kids, and not focusing on the negatives, because we all will just be miserable. So I just choose to think of, for instance, my dad, our basketball hoop at my parents' house fell over in that big wind. My parents were not into their neighbors very much in their neighborhood, which is crazy because our neighborhood's crazy. But they've sat in the garage a lot because they're so bored, and they've met so many neighbors. And when that happened, the neighbor next door was right out there, of course, helping my dad to fix it. And that just might not have ever happened. Some people just don't come out of their house, and now they're kind of forced to have any interaction. So I choose to look at it like that.
It's nice to kind of find the silver lining in a super negative situation.
I think so too with this show that you're doing. Creating this content for these people that are at home, and learning more about RCT is huge. And that wasn't before the pandemic. We didn't have that as much. So I think this is a huge asset and a huge silver lining.
Well, thank you. Well, we're so happy that you could join us today and be a part of it. And we miss you and hope to see you real time very soon. And thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Laura. I miss you too. Thank you for the opportunity to talk.
Of course. Thanks, Kim. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Laura. And I just love Kim. Don't you guys?
She's the best.
She's the best.
Absolutely. Now it's time for Broadway trivia.
Thanks so much, Deidre. It's a pleasure to come with you at Broadway.
Actually, Rachel, hold up. This week we're gonna do something a little different. I'm taking over Broadway trivia, and we're gonna have a battle out. Laura versus Rachel. And we're gonna find out who the true winner is going to be.
Yes, and I want to throw something in there very quickly. The true winner. I reviewed the tape from last week's discrepancy on the Pirates question, and
Oh my gosh.
John actually has the tape ready to prove I, in fact, rang in quite a bit before Clayton. So, John, if you could go ahead and show us that right now so that I have proof. I think he has it actually in slow motion to prove that I, in fact, logged in before Clayton. All right.
I can't wait to see here.
Ready?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, crap.
Let's watch it over and over.
No, we're good. I think we're good here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Laura, I will give you that. The East German judge will award you points for that answer. I would argue, though, that yours was not a true win on the honeymoon in Vegas question, since I had to give you the clue. It rhymes with Flunny Moon in Vegas.
True, but you would have given him the point had he had gotten it. Just
Okay, that's also true. That's also true. All right.
Well, it sounds like we have figured out that mystery. So, ladies, I'd like to say, let's move onward and upward to this final decision. Where will it land? We'll never know. Now, I don't think I can ever fill your shoes, Rachel, and do this segment justice, but I will try. Now, in order to stay out of trouble, I would like to ask our famous and talented and amazing director, DC Carter, who is, I believe, listening in, if she would watch and will be the one who determines who makes the first answer for each question. That way I can kind of keep myself out of the controversy. DC?
You got it. You
All
got it.
right.
Oh, wow. This is an all skate, people. This is serious.
I'm sweating. I'm starting to
getting
sweat.
ready.
I'm
I
sweating.
know. I should have studied
I'm
last
ready.
night. Ugh. Regrets.
Ladies, what is your sound going to be? Rachel?
Okay, well, I've learned a lot from watching Laura's uber competitiveness over the weeks. So I am combining a zzz sound with the strategic waving of my wet brush.
I like it.
Fantastic. Very good. Very good. I think the colors will add to the excitement and the
Kinda match.
noticeability. Yes, very good. And Laura, what do you have for us?
Koozie realness.
The koozie works.
Once again, it's worked for you so far.
It has.
Okay, let's get to the questions.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a little hint, ladies. All of these questions have to do with beating the heat in summertime. So listen well.
Okay.
Here we go. There's a total of 5 questions.
Okay.
Question number 1. This musical that debuted on Broadway in 1972 includes a song that describes a young man who saves a young woman from drowning after getting friendly down in the sand. DC?
Rachel.
Freeze.
Go, Rachel.
Freeze.
That is correct.
Yes.
Question number 2. This musical could encourage positive thinking, especially during these 100-degree-plus days in Texas, by reminding us to just play it cool, boy, real cool. DC?
Laura.
Okay.
That's that
Yep.
story.
West Side Story, that is correct.
That's good.
So,
That's solid.
We are now at 1-1, and I'm starting to feel the pressure over here too. I just don't feel like I'm doing it as well as you do. Rachel, you're so good.
You're doing good. Just drink your coffee. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Okay, good. Here we go. All right. Question number 3. April 6th, 1999 was the date of this debut of this musical in the Prince Edward Theater in West End. It follows a single mother's journey as she sings, "I can still recall our last summer."
Mia, here I go again.
That is correct, Mamma Mia. I can still recall. Oh, wonderful. Okay, we're now.
No, that's
with
solid.
1. 2 questions left.
I'm behind.
Rachel, I need you to get in there. Okay.
Okay.
No list of musicals about summer would be complete without this Roger and Hammerstein's 1945 masterpiece that unofficially welcomes summer with the song June is Busting Out All Over. I believe, DC, do we call Rachel? Is that correct?
I think so, yes.
That would
Rachel.
be Carissa.
That is correct.
Answer.
Wow. So we are now at 2-2, and this is our tiebreaker. And because the audience
This is a lot.
for it, I am going to try to step in your shoes, Rachel, and do our last question in a pirate voice.
It's a big
So
ask.
here we go. If you can name, buzz in, if you can name the name of the song and the musical that these lyrics are from. With a drink in my hand, my snow against the burning sand, probably getting gorgeously tan in summer. Rachel.
That would be In Summer from Frozen.
That is correct. Rachel, you are our new winner of Broadway trivia. Yes.
I hope I didn't break my way.
Now, I am going to say, I got some unstable internet over here. I got no sound on that question, but it's all right. I heard nothing. It's okay. There's lots of buffering. Y'all are frozen right now. It's my internet is not stable, so, but I was still bouncing. I was like, I
convenient
can't
that
hear
your internet froze, Laura. Hmm.
Hey, hers did too, because I can hear her, no sound in the other room. DC and her are both frozen. Frozen, I should have said frozen.
Oh my gosh, you got frozen on Frozen.
I did get frozen on Frozen.
Well, the irony.
But in the meantime, I'm the winner.
Congratulations, Laura. Congratulations, Rachel, for a good competition. And for now, Rachel, you are the winner, the reigning champion. And we're looking forward to you, well, at least I am, to you going back to being the queen of trivia and asking the questions, and I can just watch. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deidre. Excellent job and excellent pirating.
Yes, very good.
Thank you so much, ladies. That was a lot of fun. Now, Laura, even though you didn't win, I'm looking forward to seeing what you've got for us for Whatcha, so take it away.
Welcome to Whatcha, my segment where I give you recommendations on things to watch, things to eat, and things to try. But today we're going to focus on our Were You Watching trivia question. We are on a roll. Our winner last week for our Were You Watching trivia question was, once again, Jimmy Lee Beard. He is our #1 fan right now. The answer was the casts from Mamma Mia and Shake, Rattle, and Roll sang the Star Spangled Banner in the video. Is it cheating when Jimmy Lee is in both shows? You decide. So the question this week is actually going to come from this week's episode. Are you ready? Where did Kim Buckley take her boys on a picnic this week? The first person to comment in the comments below with the correct answer will be our winner. Come on, Jimmy Lee needs some competition because we want to know, were you watching? Take it away, Deidre.
Thank you so much, Laura. And I'm kind of excited because I know the answer to the trivia question, and usually I can't think back to last week to remember when. Anyway, let's head over to Rachel right now for one of my favorite segments, Quarantine Confessionals. Take it away, Rachel.
Thank you, Deidre. And here is installment 14 of Quarantine Confessions, brought to you by the reigning Broadway trivia question champion. So come closer, but not too close. Okay, friends, this week I want to talk about a theme that we've raised before, which is how hard quarantine can be on extroverted people. You see, quarantine has made me even more friendly, but yet in a real desperate kind of way. Let me try and explain. So I like to go out and see people, and I tend to try and engage in small talk when I do. Combine this with the fact that if I'm in a social situation that I find uncomfortable, chances are I'm actually going to ratchet up my friendliness even more. That might be off-putting to some people on the best of possible days. Now, transfer that to quarantine, where now I got a mask on. I'm also a compulsive smiler at strangers, which is why I could never live in New York, because I'd get locked up really quickly, but I digress. So anyway, because I'm a compulsive smiler and a compulsive small talker, quarantine has been really, really difficult on me. I don't go that many places, so the only places I'm really interacting with people is the grocery store and maybe Target every other week. So when I see people, I try and yell at them about how I might like their dress or their mask, but it's usually pretty muffled underneath my own mask. Also, I realize that they can't see me smiling at them. They don't know that I'm smiling. So I try and overcompensate with my eyes, which ends up looking something like this. So friends, if you see a crazy person in a mask yelling at you in Central Market, then I like your mask. Don't be afraid, friends. Just smile and move on, because we're all doing the best we can. And that is my quarantine confession.
Oh, Rachel, I can so 100% relate to what you're saying. I feel like I have crazy eyes now whenever I'm in public at the grocery store. Thank you so much.
How will they know we're friendly?
Thank you for clearing that up for everyone. I'm sure it will help. I appreciate it. Personally, I appreciate it. So, well, ladies, we have come to the end of our episode. I can't believe we're already here. So it's time to wrap up. Rachel, what do you have for us?
Everyone, thank you so much again for watching our 14th installment of RCT360. Please remember to be safe out there. Please remember to social distance. Please remember your mask when you go outside. We want this to come to a close, and we want to see you in our theaters the way that we enjoy presenting theater to you. So let's all take each other sensitively. I don't know what that means, and take care of our community.
Yes, take care of each other. I know exactly what you mean. Laura, what do you have for us?
And don't forget our Were You Watching trivia question. This week's question comes from this week's episode, and it is, where did Kim Buckley take her boys for a picnic? Come on, someone has got to dethrone the fabulous Jimmy Lee Beers. We want to know, were you watching?
That's right. Come on, like, comment. We're so glad you joined us. Why not win a prize while you're at it? Thank you so much for being here. We love you all so much. Ladies, I love you both so much. It is one of the highlights of my week to be with you. And until we can be together again, I am.
You are.
We are.
RCT.
Deidre, your lighting looks especially pretty today.
It does. It does.
Thank you. Rachel, in Clue last night, I said candlestick instead of study, and it threw everyone off. And so that I just stood there yelling candlestick like 5 times in a row. Number 14, and our theme is
Beat the heat.
the heat is on.
No,
Beat the heat.
Beat the heat.
I'm gonna be like, do they actually like each other? Can, or we can just go on. It doesn't matter.
Or we could just go on.
Okay.
I really did catch myself looking like an absolute crazy person. Like, I'm smiling with my eyes. I'm smiling with my eyes.
Like the kids
Yes.
right now.
Bless her heart.
Bless her bones.
Bless her bones.
Bless her sweet bones.
Top of your head, cut off right there.
Money. Sorry, I'm.
Okay.
Hold on. Peanut. Okay.
Stir that pot, John. Just stir that pot.
What a surprise.
Oh, yes. Really?
Crazy eyes. Ooh.
Thoughts?
Not summertime.
It wouldn't be the same.
I had so much trouble coming up with words. I was like, what is the word?
That happens when you're on here. You're like, what is the word house? You can't think of house.
Crickets, crickets, crickets.